mug has little baby Yoda on it. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very sorry that the lighting is bad, but it's cloudy right now and I can't really fix that, so deal with it. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to write a song, well at least attempting to teach you because I'm obviously still learning. I've been writing songs for about 2 years. I love writing songs, it's one of my favorite things to do. I think it's really great for self-expression and just perfecting your craft of playing an instrument or singing, whatever. I think it's such a fun thing that everyone can do, even if you can't sing, even if you can't play an instrument, everyone can be a songwriter. So I've got some things that I wrote down, how to write a song and tips and tricks that I've learned along the way that I'd like to pass on to everyone so you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did. First of all, we want to start with an instrument. Now, I know this can be scary to some people because they might not know how to play an instrument or they just might not have one, but trust me when I say this, it does not have to be fancy. It does not have to be the biggest and best instrument in the world. It can be cheap $20 ukuleles from the corner store. I don't know. All you need is something to play on because there are websites that create beats for you and stuff like that, but I don't know. For me personally, I really love playing the instrument, experimenting with different chords, different strumming patterns, different, things that you can do on the piano. That's just what I prefer more. But if you are comfortable using your computer and like doing beats and synths and stuff like that, by all means go for it. That is such a good option as well. But in terms of instruments, there are 3 options that I would recommend for beginners. There's the piano, ukulele, and a guitar. A ukulele is something that I would recommend for someone who doesn't really have any experience with any music instruments or anything like that. Ukulele is a really, really, really easy instrument to play. Everyone can play it, I'm sure of it. And this is a pretty expensive one, it's like $200, but you can get cheap ones, like I mentioned before, like $30 to $50. You can get cheap ones, and they basically all do the same thing, so. Very, 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 very useful. This is what I started out on when writing songs. The next thing I moved on was piano. Now, I'm fortunate enough to have a piano in my house that I use, but I also wanted to have a keyboard in my room just in case it's like 1 AM and I get an idea and I want to plug my headphones in, whatever. And I discovered you can get like really, really cheap keyboards, like $100 off Amazon, and they still have really great sound quality, especially when you're starting out. You don't need anything too fancy. So yeah, $100 off Amazon. I'll put the link in the description if any of you are interested. So I wrote songs on the piano for quite a while, but just recently, actually, like in the last month or so, I've moved to guitar. For me personally, it was a hard one to learn, but once you get it, it's really easy, super simple. Just learning chords and changing in between them will take time, but it's very, very easy to learn. All of these instruments I was self-taught except for the piano. I've learnt piano before, but I'd never done like chords before on piano, so I just basically taught myself. So it is possible. Just Google a song that you like, that you want to play, and then learn the chords off of those songs. That is the instrument side of it. I would definitely recommend having instruments to go along with your songs because writing a song just like normal it's pretty hard. The next thing when writing a song that is pretty essential is recording devices. If you're like me, you have about 2 brain cells and your short-term memory is really, 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 really bad, I will forget song lyrics like that. So recording them and writing them down is very important. So to do that, I use voice memos on my iPhone. I never start like a songwriting session without pressing record on my voice memos because I will just forget lyrics. Also, the way that you say lyrics really depends on like how the timing goes, also just chords and stuff like that, how you're strumming on the guitar or how you're playing it on the piano really affects the song, so writing it down, recording it down is really helpful. Also going hand in hand with that is writing things down. Now you can do this in a notebook, or I use my notes app on my phone because when I'm recording on voice memos, My notes app is already on my phone, so I don't have to like switch, get a pen, get a piece of paper, write it down. But you know, people differ. You might always have a notebook on you, but I always have my phone on me, so if I need to write down a lyric or anything like that. Also, write down the chords, because you don't want to look back on your voice memos and see a song and you're like, wow, that song was really cool, but you can't remember the chords, so you have to like sort of listen to the chords and play each chord that you know on the guitar or on the piano. The amount of times I've had to do that is really embarrassing. Learn from my mistakes, write down the chords. The next tip that I will let you know is figure out your chords before your lyrics. I don't think it's really opinion based, it's sort of just a fact. Chords before lyrics is the way to go. You can't change the chords to fit the lyrics, but you can change the lyrics to fit the chords. It's really as simple as that. If you try it at home, it's very hard to come up with lyrics and then put chords to it. It makes it so much harder. There are some instances where it will work, but most of the time, chords before lyrics is the way to go. The next step is a song structure. So when you're writing a song, always have the song structure in mind. Now the traditional pop song structure goes verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro sort of thing. The two verses are pretty similar. The lyrics obviously change, but the whole melody of it stays the same. The choruses and pre-choruses are usually pretty identical, if not a little bit different. The bridge is where you really switch it up, give the song a little bit more flavor, if you know what I'm saying. And then the chorus and outro is just how you end the song. So yeah, when you're songwriting, always keep that in mind. This might be hard to hear, but your first songs will be shit. They will not be very good. You might think that they're really good in the moment. I certainly did with mine. Gross. But as you get more experience and as you get better, you will look back about 6 months or a year later and you'll be like, wow, that was hot garbage. Don't go into songwriting thinking that you're gonna write a Billboard #1 Hot 100 hit, because more likely than not, you're not gonna write one on your first go at least, but I have faith. You can do it. You can do it. You can get there. Sort of leading on from that, songwriting gets easier the more you do it. It's something that the more experience you have, the better and more naturally it comes to you. Right now, first off, songwriting, it might be really, really hard to get through a song, but 6 months later down the track, when you've been songwriting almost every day, songs will just come to you like that. Lyrics will come to you like that. Chords will come to you like that. I know this because it comes to me in the weirdest spots. Like the other day, I had a song lyric come to me on the bus, and I wrote the song in about 5 minutes when I got home. It's crazy, and if you're not there yet, you will get there, trust me. Just keep at it. My biggest tip is do not force anything. If you don't feel very creative that day and you're sitting on a guitar and you've been sitting there for 10 minutes and you just can't think of anything, don't force it, because you will just get in your head about that you're not good enough or you're just not fit for being a songwriter. That is not true. Just leave it. Just go have a rest. Go outside, have a walk, you know. Do whatever. Inspiration will come at the right time, and then you know with your skills that you've learnt before, you're ready to write a song. Do not force anything. Don't force yourself to write a happy song when you're not feeling happy. Don't force yourself to write a breakup song when you're in love, you know? The best songs are the ones that are genuine to who you are and what you're feeling. So if you stick to who you are, so just stick with that. My last point is that do not be afraid to fail. You might sit down to write a song and it's not happening. You might write a song and you look at it after and you're like, ugh, that was disgusting, gross. But as long as you keep going, it will get better. See, 9 out of every 10 songs that you write is bad. That means 1 out of every 10 is good. You know, it's just all about the gems that stand out from the crowd. And those are the songs that you'll pick to show your friends, your family, to release maybe. I can tell you for a fact, Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, Ed Sheeran, they're not releasing every song that they write, because every single song that they write isn't amazing. They spend years writing songs for a particular album and they pick the 12 to 17 that fit and that work and that are good. Songwriting is a work in progress and it's different for everyone, so do not be afraid to be you. Do not be afraid to express your feelings. Do not be afraid to say something stupid in your songs, because it doesn't matter. You can change it later. Just go with the flow when you're songwriting. Do not be afraid. Those are all my tips for songwriting. In saying that, I write songs and I post them on SoundCloud. If you would like to follow me on SoundCloud, the link is in the description. I would really appreciate it. Keep a lookout. I'll also post covers and original songs on here, on this channel, so keep an eye out for that. I thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do hope it helped. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.